Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. The action has already started. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Well, Peter, this fella, Upamecano, is remarkably forward-thinking for a centre-back. I really like the way he's proactive in everything he does, often stepping out of that defensive line and pressing people much further up the pitch. It's risky business, but he can handle it.
Yeah, he'll certainly be leaving his mark on this game, quite possibly actually at both ends. Cleared away. Gamba Osaka have the chance to go the other way. Looking to play him in. And it's Serginho. And it's made its way to him. Stoichkov. Ronaldinho. And the shot!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Now it's Raul. Now there's a... Horace! It's hit the upright. Rijkaard. Great ball, and he's in here. And he's had it nicked away. Marquinhos kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Van Bouten to Marquinhos. Nicely weighted ball. Oh, well played. Belletti.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Serginho picks it up out wide. Decent chance! Sticks it away! And once more we are all square. You score, we score.
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
Well, it would have been harder to miss.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. A killer pass, perfectly delivered.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And it's Olmo. Neither of these two want to come off second best. And Stoichkov! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Stoichkov actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Corner number 2 then. That has been knocked clear. And now a sudden chance to counter. And he's picked out the run. Serginho, Darren Fletcher. Fletcher! In he goes again. It's in. They've done it. It was coming. They have their reward. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Look, that's one of the first things you learn, whether you're a striker or not. Just anticipate a goalkeeping parry or spillage, and sometimes you'll get lucky, it'll come your way.
Gamba Osaka get themselves into the lead.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down, but they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Mbappe. Out to the right. Serginho gets over and intercepts. Darren Fletcher. Now it's Raul. And he was quick to react. Serginho is looking to influence the game from out wide. Vieira. Rijkaard. Ronaldinho.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Stoichkov. Marquinhos with the clearance. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. And the counter is on. And here's Raul. Can he get on the end of this? He's come in hard. Now it's Stoichkov. It's a pretty loose pass. Vieira. And it's Rijkaard. Knocks it into space. And shoots! And it's in! Again, we are level! What a contest!
I could watch this every week, Peter. Talk about strength of character. Wonderful.
Right place, right time, and a fine instinctive finish.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
Quite a thriller this one's become.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Well, they can break here. Doué. Looking for options for movement. And he shoots! And that'll be the final action of the first half. Gamba Osaka are involved in a terrific contest here. It's been a slugfest and a half. Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides. Terrific half, 4 goals split evenly, beautifully set up for the second period to follow.
Cambio de jugadores en el Barcelona. El dorsal 8. Hazard.
And that's the second half started.
Por el dorsal 14.
Vieira plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Shot could be on. Ronaldinho. Tries to play it through. Now it's Stoichkov. Takes a shot! Rijkaard. Vieira. Serginho. Gamba Osaka, disappointing in the end there. They lack urgency. Rijkaard. Cambiasso. Aimed beyond the defence, and he cuts out the supply. Hoeneß looking to penetrate opposition lines. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Tries to pass it through. He's found the way through. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. Serginho. And it's Fletcher. That's Vieira. Hernus going face-to-face with his great rival. Passing is crisp and sharp. Dani Olmo spots it and intercepts. That's a throw. Darren Fletcher. And it's Serginho. And it's Fletcher. And he plays one through. Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Darren Fletcher. Hernus.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Do it. And the shot! And that was nowhere near his best. Messi just eases him off the ball. Marquinhos, always a very imposing presence at the back. Darren Fletcher. Here's Vieira. And here's Doué. Raul. And the finish! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Oh, that was a brilliant save.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
El dorsal 10, Messi. Serán sustituidos.
Right card!
El dorsal
It's run loose. Who's going to get there? And now they can spring out of defence. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Mbappe receives it. He's had a shot! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
Mbappe has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
Darren Fletcher. And it's Serginho. Oh, it's a searing run. He is a man on a mission. And he's played it back. Might be danger here.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Rijkaard. Oh, super ball. Skims one in. Well, there was a decent attempt in the end.
Well, you see what a difference it makes to have so many runners into the box. Makes life so much harder for that defence. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
And the goalkeeper's got a good palm to that.
Gamba Osaka really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
Rijkaard is always scanning the pitch for targets. Shot a goal! Goal! Barcelona! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
It's so often the case with goal scorers, a little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Maradona! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it.
Barcelona really wanted that two-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here. Well, they shouldn't be dawdling at this stage. They need to get the ball in the mixer, and quickly.
Now it's Raul. Messi, and he was alert to it. Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes. Great defending, strong and determined. Nicely shaped ball. Van Bouten calmly anticipates. Great vision. That's a shade optimistic. And that's it. Gamba Osaka can look back at this result with regret. A front foot start, but they were ultimately made to pay for their inability to kill it off. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Gamba Osaka lost their way after falling behind early. Their concentration was weakened and their character, and that's cause for address.
My thanks to Jim alongside me. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. And we're underway. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, Peter, I think you and I can be sure that neither of us are going to present a serious challenge in trying to outrun Mickey van de Ven. This Dutchman is unusually fast for a defender, particularly the fact is he's 6'4". So I'm just concerned about his hamstrings. I know he's had problems in the past, and I just hope...
And Fletcher! That comes as a mighty relief. Stojkovic, pass somewhat off target. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Oh, what a mistake! Gerrard. Mbappe! Against the crossbar! And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. Darren Fletcher. Raul, over to the left. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And he's in on goal! Picked out brilliantly. Great chance! And it's hoisted clear. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Now it's Doué. Doué, he's picked his way through. Not the worst cross in the world, but still room for improvement. Now, can they get him away?
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
And he's had it nicked away. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Passing is crisp and sharp. Knocks it into space. Gerrard gets it clear.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Rijkaard. He's going for goal! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Corner number 2 then. Dani Olmo attempts a clearance.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
It's a searching pass.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
It's a mighty effort! Oh, crossbar! Serginho gets it away. And it's made its way to him. Marquinhos did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. In towards the back stick. Dani Olmo. Maybe goalless, but it is not without interest.
Well, it's certainly not a drab affair, Peter. It's had its moments.
Stojkovic. Spread it left. And here's Doué.
That's good play from him.
It's run loose. Who's going to get there? That's going to go a long way. Marquinhos. And it's Rijkaard. And here's Raul. Lovely ball and goes for a shot! Goal! And it's Gamba Osaka who go in front. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
And the first thing he's going to do here, Peter, is thank his teammate for the pass. It put it on a plate for him.
Numero 17.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Oh, what a shoots! It's in! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Gamba Osaka are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Fletcher. Stojkovic wins the duel this time. Tries to thread one through. He's in plenty of space here.
Ci sarà un minuto di
Due.
recupero.
Tries to pass it through. Belletti. Doué. Raul. Darren Fletcher. Darren Fletcher. Cleared without complication. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Well, Peter, at 2-0, you're faced with the choice of just trying to see the match out or forcing the issue even further. I'd always be inclined to go for the latter, go for a third, especially with a full half of football still to play.
Gamba Osaka in control at half-time, 2-0.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 11. Numero 19.
And the action is back on the way.
Lasciano il campo per il numero 6. Il numero 24.
Tries to play it through. And this is Raul. Rijkaard. And here's Raul. Doué. Hernes. Serginho is one whose deliveries we all know about. Marquinhos. And it's Rijkaard. And the keeper's got it again. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Serginho. Hernes.
Yeah, we get to see this more and more. Defenders popping up in these positions.
Dani Olmo. Gerrard. And here's the chance to counter. Darren Fletcher. And it's Rijkaard. And it's Belletti. Doué, who's set up one goal so far. Big chance! Just cruising! They are cruising! And there's your hat-trick hero. He is simply indefatigable. An opportunist strike, but he'll take it. He will own it.
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
And there was his third, and boy, he looked... He's tried one! And there's the shot! Doué.
This is the time you need that pace.
Chips it through. And that's a simple one for the keeper. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. It's a really well-measured ball. Neither of these two want to come off second best. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Oh no, what has happened here? Roll!
The keeper was likely to need his best there, and he found it.
Serginho. Ernest. Out to the right. Back into the middle. Now this could... Chance! He has done it! It could be a lifeline! 2 more needed! It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
So, just a consolation, or is there a way back from here? And that is out of play. Rijkaard. Ernest is onto it in a flash. Serginho goes on a run down the left wing. Now it's Raul. Doué. It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. And it's Rijkaard. And here's Raul. Serginho. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Tries to get it clear. Oh, it's played into the area. Nice interception, well timed.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Played into space out wide. Out of play for a throw.
Cambio di giocatori.
Rijkaard. Oh, easy pickings there. Now he's got space here. Can he latch on to this?
Attenzione, una sostituzione.
Gamba Osaka making another change here.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Gamba Osaka will have one further opportunity to make a substitution after this, their latest change. Drilled in low. Ah, he's given it away. And the finish! And that would have been game, set and match.
Well, he was a bit complacent there, I thought, Peter. Maybe he thinks the game is already won.
Cafu. And Dani Olmo. And it's Stojkovic. Stojkovic cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that, and quickly.
He's a sharp little ball here.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Just eases him off the ball. Can he get it through? Here comes the chance! Oh, split-second reaction.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Attenzione, un cambio.
Gamba Osaka making consecutive changes here.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite.
And the shot! And that's caused a worry or two.
Dani Olmo is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. 4 extra minutes added on. Now it's Owen. Well timed, excellent interception. Looking to play him in. A lot. Takes a shot! Oh, he did the hard part right, but fluffed the finish.
Raul deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
And that's that. Gamba Osaka can reflect on a job really well done. Superior tactically, physically and mentally, all round. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. There's the whistle, and here we go. Well, there is no question that Eden Hazard, on his day, is one of the world's best, Jim. So how do you interpret the role he's been given here?
Well, we all know he's at his best when he's coming in from that left side, whether it's to drag people away and isolate them.
Oh, shooting chance! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Hazard actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And we have our very first corner. And now a sudden chance to counter. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Marquinhos. And Darren Fletcher. Serginho. And it's Vieira. Hernes will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Out to the left it goes. I wonder what you've seen, Jim, over the early moments of the game.
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
And the counter is on. Yeah. And Serginho, Darren Fletcher, to Danielson. Knocks it back, and it's Rijkaard. Gamba Osaka finding their passes. Danger averted for now. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Danielson going face-to-face with his great rival. Gamba Osaka still without a single shot on target. Hazard conjures time and space where few can. Alexander-Arnold. Here's Rafael Leao. Now it's Hazard. Rijkaard.
This is the time you need that pace.
Belletti. Can he get it through? And this is Raul. And he's quick to snatch it back. Darren Fletcher. And this is Raul. There's the shot! They've scored! The breakthrough strike! Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
Number 17.
So the first moment of real significance.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
That's going to go a long way. And reclaimed it in a trice. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. He's a sharp little ball here. And he's there to get it away. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And it's Fletcher. Vieira. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
It's Raul! That was superb goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
That has been knocked clear. And now they can spring out of defence. He's on it, can he get away? And he's heaved it away. Played back. Casillas. 1-0 here just before the break, and it looks as though it's going to stay that way for now. And it's Vieira. Rijkaard. Messi. That's a sharp pass. Oh, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Now it's Raul. Messi. Great defending, strong and determined. Raul. Schlotterbeck. Played into space out wide. Marquinhos. And that'll be the final action of the first half. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
I think on the whole the team linked up very well and has been organised, hence their position. They can afford to be a little braver with the ball, I think. Something they'll be told many times, I'm sure, during the interval.
Gamba Osaka leading a cagey game here. It's had its moments, and it's 1-0 at the break. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out. See if you can open them up a bit more. Messi really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Now it's Raul. It's a pretty loose pass. Vardiol pokes it out wide. That has not gone well. Now it's Rafael Leao. Matheus Cunha. Now, can they get him away? I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Now it's Rafael Leao. Neatly clipped into space. Serginho. Still just a single goal between the sides. And that has put paid to that. Vieira. Ball played for Rijkaard.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Gamba Osaka needed that. They really needed it.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
It's come to nothing. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Gamba Osaka clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
And no, that is pretty much the end of that. It's a promising position. Engages and forces him off the ball. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner.
In progress.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Messi tries to clear. Oh, what has happened here? Oh, that's neat. Quality ball.
They've been denied a chance to develop any rhythm in the passing department.
Danielson. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, Peter, if they're attempting to see out the game...
Could be danger here! Threads one in. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical. They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Substitutions taking place.
Alexander-Arnold. Played into space. Pedro Porro in acres of space out wide.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And it's Camavinga.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Camavinga.
Rafael Leao really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Fletcher does really well to win the ball there. Fletcher. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge.
Substitution on the field. Number 23, Serginho. Coming on to replace him is number 19, Eduardo Camavinga. Substitution.
Vieira. Not much time now for anything fresh to happen, I think. Knocks it into space. It's a threatening ball. He's had a shot! And one more try! He has done it! We thought it was over! It's all square once more! He won't get many simpler than that, but he's certainly not complaining.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
Number 9.
All square again into the dying minutes.
It just goes to show you what determination can achieve. Okay, there isn't much time left, but if we have to...
Rafael Leao! Oh, yes, it's there! Late in the day, this could well be it! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Having turned the game on its head, now can they hold out?
Well, the last moments now, Peter, are going to be very frantic. There's still time for a twist or two yet.
Deep into stoppage time. That looks a cracking ball. Oh, that's a key interception. Camavinga. Darren Fletcher. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Gamba Osaka played more than a part in what has been a very exciting game. A game that...